We know that there is some costume to put costumes on Purim. Why? Why we celebrate in this kind of way? It's like a carnival, the carnival. It's like in Jews also have their carnival in order to make like a fun and to enjoy. No, this is not the idea. We put costumes because there is some deep idea that stands behind everything. So what this idea? The idea is that all characters that appear in Megillat Esther and Purim, those characters, they dressed up. It's not really their personality. They pretend to be somebody else, like in costumes. For example, Esther. Esther, we see her as a queen, or Jewish girl that get married with queen, but she appears in front of king or in front of Persians like one of them. They don't know that she is Jewish, and her name is not really Esther. Her name is Adasa, and she took this name. You read the Megillat Esther? You know. Exactly. Yes. You read that. You know what I am talking about, right? Okay. So she appears like someone else. So we know that it's not really her. It's a costume. And Mordechai, he pretend that he's like one of clerk there, like a clerk of king. He's working there. He do something, all kind of things, but really, he's one of the Sanhedrin. One Chazal said in Gemara, in Masechet Megillah, they said that Mordechai, he was a scholar. He was one of Chazal, one of the Chavrei Sanhedrin. And he came to Shushan, Suz. This is in English. He came to this capital of Persia in order to influence on king that he would give permission to build a temple. His real name wasn't Mordechai. His real name was Ptachia. And that, but he dressed up.
Does his name come from the fact that he wanted to create an opening for the base of Mikdash? Like an opening for that situation?
Permission to build. There wasn't...
Pesach. Petach.
In Pesach?
No, not I'm Ashkenazi. Petach. Pav, pay,
Petach.
Petach.
Petach. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yes, Ptachia. Yes. So, and it's like Mordechai and Esther, they are one of the opinions that they are married, the husband and wife. And they cover that. It's hidden. It shouldn't be. It's like a secret. So if you see, like logically, you will see that it's look like a story about spy.
Actors and spies.
Right? He came with his mission from different country, influence to government. He has his own goal. To do something, they wanted to build temple, and they make here like all kind of intrigues and they send, like a Mossad, send this woman that she'll be
The sacrifice too huge.
again.
The
What
sacrifice too huge. Esther married the king, and they had children, right?
they haven't chosen?
They
Yawadim.
had children.
Children.
Yawadim.
Yes.
But by the Jewish law, one's not allowed to marry non-Jews.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Also, by Jewish law, how was Mordechai, and by the opinion that they were married, if your wife ends up becoming Ashes Ish with somebody else, how was he allowed to continue talking with her and planning with her? Wouldn't they be forbidden to each other?
No. It's a good question. You're right. It's written in Megillat Esther that they took Esther to castle, to this to their palace. You remember? V'tilakach Esther. It's in Hebrew. It's written Tilakach Esther. What does it mean Tilakach? She didn't come to this competition to be queen. She was a nice girl, and they saw her. They decided that she'll be in this this exhibition of a woman. They took her by force, and they brought her to palace. And in this situation, it's like he raped her. In this situation, they not have to divorce one with each other. She can be her wife, though that she was wife of Achashverosh.
Two husbands?
No, it's just one husband.
Just Achash, not Mordechai.
No, just Mordechai.
Just Mordechai. Oh.
And Achashverosh, he raped her. Okay? Now, this is the situation. They came to Persia with their goal. They hide their real identity, and they present someone else. It's like as I said, like a story, Mossad story. Now, and we see that in Jewish tradition there are a lot of situations that even in Torah, in Tanakh, there are a lot of situations when characters, they dressed up, they hide themselves, they pretend to be somebody else. They represent themselves like somebody else, like not them. For example, Yaakov Avinu. It was like a custom. He literally he dressed costumes of Esav, and he put how say not leather, wool. Yeah, he put wool here, feather. It's no wool. It's from sheep, but from
It's from a bird?
no, not for bird. No, it's from sheep. You're right.
So then
It's
wool.
wool. It's wool. You are right.
Yeah.
I just want to
Yeah.
in other word in English. It's parva. Further.
Fur coat.
Fur coat. Fur coat. Okay. When you take from tiger, what it is? Firm.
Fur.
Firm. M.
F-U-R.
Fur. Thank you. Yeah. So he put wool here, and it's what like a custom. It wasn't. It's not him. He present himself. It also you see that the same Leah. She present herself. He pretend that she is Rachel, and also you see that Tamar. She also pretends somebody else. And also Yosef. He represents himself like an Egyptian, but he's king of Egypt. He was their brother. He was Jewish. He hid the fact that he is their brother. And there are a lot of examples, others, that you see in Tanakh, that somebody dressed up, and he have some costume. All of them have costumes in this way. Why? Why they have to hide themselves? The answer is it's because their light is so strong that we, or normal people, they are not able to accept it. The light, what they represent, is it's
Laser.
how say?
Laser light.
It's like a laser. No, it's much. It's maybe more
The sun,
atomic
maybe.
light. It's very, very strong light, and people are not able to see, to watch it.
Like the sun. Shemesh.
Like a sun, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's too strong. What is too strong? You remember when Moshe came down from mountain, from Sinai?
Shines.
It was so shining that people couldn't look at him. You remember? So what he did, he covered himself. He covered, and he put some masveh. Also, it's called mask. He put mask in his face. And this, why? Because it's enabled to other people to see him, to recognize him. The same thing happened with Yaakov. If Yaakov would come to Yitzchak, his father, and say, "Listen, I should receive your blessing, not Esav. Give it to me because I am real. Will continue your idea in this world. I am righteous person, not him. Don't give him, give me." Yitzchak will believe him, will do what he says. No, he was must to cover himself, to represent him as somebody else. It was why? Because it was too strong. What was the truth? The truth was that Yaakov should receive brachot, this blessing. That was truth. But Yitzchak, he couldn't accept this truth. It was too strong for him.
Why was it too strong for him?
Because
Who wants to believe that their son is a Russia?
that was truth. Yitzchak couldn't accept it. So it means the light too strong. The same Leah, when she came to Yaakov, if she would say, "You have to get married me, not my sister," Yaakov will accept that? No. He'll believe here? No. Why? But who was right? Leah, she was right. But he couldn't accept that. It was too strong for him.
Why was Leah right?
Because he has to have 12 children, and 6 from them from Leah. That was reality. That was truth. And the same all other examples. That's why they need to cover themselves, to dress up. And who else hide himself behind this custom?
Tamar and Yosef.
No, I mean there are a lot of examples. I don't want to explain to you, but you understand all that those examples. That why they did that? It was too strong. Who else hide himself in Megillat Esther and put some mask? Akadosh Baruch Hu. his name doesn't mention in Megillat Esther. It's not written in all Megillah, Hashem. But he doesn't exist there. He doesn't present there. Of course he presents. But he, pardon?
He's a Hanes.
Yes, right. You're right. But it's also not only. There are a lot of other hints in Torah that name of Hashem.
Esther.
Huh?
Like the name Esther, like hidden.
Esther, yes. Also, you're right. But it's there is a pasuk Yavo Amelech va'aman hayom. The end of this pasuk is Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yavo, not end. The first letters of each word, Yavo Amelech va'aman hayom, it's Yud Kei Vav Kei. Another verse, Ki kalta alav ra'ah. It's also the end of each word. It's Yud Kei Vav Kei. That Hashem, he functioned behind this curtain, behind all this situation. Now, Mordechai says to Esther, you should know that if you don't want to help us, Hashem will save Jewish nation from another place, but you will be destroyed. You and all your house. Now, think what he says to her. Chazal explained when Revach v'atzala yamod leyudi mimakom acher, they will be saved from another place. What kind of another place? What he meant? What he thought? Another place. In Hebrew, another place. It's not.
Makom is the name for Hashem.
Yes, exactly. Yes, another makom, another place. It's a Satan. That's what he said to her. You should know, Hashem will save us, but the way he will save us, it will be very painful way. It will come from makom acher. What he meant? What does it mean? It means that we know how our history, what the end of our history. We know what will be in future. Tanakh, it's look like a book of mathematics. I don't know how it's in other countries, but in Hebrew, in Israel, and in Russia, in other places, I know they have a book of all kinds of exercises in mathematics, and in end of the book, it's written answer to this exercises. In English, in America, it's also like this. In other places, also okay. So this is a symbol. This is that what happened in Tanakh. Tanakh, it's a book. It's like a mathematics. We know what will be end of this world. In end of this world will be built. Shalom. Will be built temple. Will come Mashiach. All Israel will come here. We'll build here our kingdom, and everything will be good. All the world will be righteous. Everything the ideal world will come. That we know. We know what the end of this story. We know it already. All the question is in which way we will come to this end. To this happy end. The main thing, not what will be in future, because we know what will be in future. Main thing, how we will get to this future. What is your role in this process? How you contribute your ideas, your life, your power to this. What you did for this happy end. And that is main thing. And that's what Mordechai says to Esther. You should know that in the end, everything will be fine. But what's your role in this story? And that is very look like what happened to Rav Kook explains it. That is very look like with what happened to us with building this state, Jewish state, country. We know that in this time the Jewish state have to be established, have to come. Israel. In 1948, in Hey Be'yar, Tashach, this what have to happen. Jewish state. Now, all the question in which way? One possibility that if all Jews will come and they will fight and they will build and they will make this, most of the Jews, they were religious and they will come here, Jewish religious state. Another possibility, it was that they don't want to come here. So who will bring them here? Hitler. It was like two possibilities. And that's what says Mordechai to Esther. רווח והצלה יעמוד ליהודים ממקום אחר. They say the Jews will be saved. We know this story about Purim. We know how it will be, what the end of the story. But in which way? If you conduct this Achashverosh and kingdom calls it can be in good way. If you not do that, Haman will save us.
So would you say it's fair to say that unless we all start willingly coming to Israel, that we're going to have another Hitler-type situation to force the rest of the Jews to come back?
In
Yeah.
America, maybe. Hopefully they'll come before then.
Yes, please, you want to say something?
Yeah. No, I want to ask a question. So it sounds like in the story, Esther is still undecided on whether or not she's going to do this mission. So Mordechai is giving her a mission, and she's saying, by the way, you can say yes or no. If yes, salvation will come through you. If not, it will come from some other place. What reason was Esther? Is that so? You can even compare it to today. So today, many Jews are still undecided. Should they come? Should they not? So was that the case with Esther? Also, she was undecided, and so why? Why would someone reject having a big role, being Esther, that we all know and appreciate?
Yes, very good question. Very wonderful question. I will tell you, this is it's very difficult to understand, but I will try. It's not easy. Esther, she wanted to help to Jews and to make and to bring them. Of course, no doubt, she was righteous woman. She was able to die for Jewish nation. Everything simple. The problem was that Achashverosh didn't call her 30 days. 30 days, husband doesn't call his wife, so she understands that soon he will call her. And if not, if he doesn't like her anymore, it was a place that if she'll come to talk to king without being calling before, she come by herself, she has to be died. They have to kill her. So if she'll come to him from her initiative, she knows that Achashverosh, if he doesn't react to her coming, there's his soldiers, her bodyguards, they immediately kill her. So she understands, if he doesn't like me, 30 days he didn't call me. If he doesn't like me, he will kill me like he killed Vashti. the previous queen. And if he does like me, he does want me, so another few days, he will call me. 30 days he didn't call, another few days. So why should I danger myself today? I will do something if I have a year in order to save Jews. All this story happened in Pesach, Chazal says, and his decision to kill all Jews, it was on Adar, and end of year. It was 12 months she has. So she say, you have few days. Wait few days, and then I'll do. Okay, it's logically, right? But problem is that Mordechai react to this, to her proposition. He react very, very strict, very strong. He called her traitor. What he says to her, don't think to yourself, don't imagine that you will save yourself in palace of king. You remember this verse, that what he says to her, Al tidami benafshech limalet beit hamelech mikol hayudim. Don't imagine that you will save yourself in palace of king from all and not to be killed all like other Jews. That's what he think about here. That's what he suspect here. It's not suit to those people. So what he means, why he says, what it means. This is big question. That's why I told you that it's very difficult to answer. It's very, very complicated. The problem is like this. As I told you before, it's always the question in which way Hashem revealed himself to this world. Hashem can reveal himself as in good way, and all Jews come here and they establish this Jewish state. But if not, Hashem will be, it's like a must or have to reveal himself like Hitler. Because
Like Satan?
like Satan, Makom Acher in Hebrew, it's in Aramaic, Sitra Achra. Exactly. It's Satan. So he think like this. When the final result we know already. In Hey Adar, Jewish state have to be established in Shnat Tashach, 1948. All the question, which way? And if it comes by Hitler, it means that the Kadosh Baruch Hu appears as a Hitler, Haz v'Chalila. And it's terrible. I don't remember how it's in English. I think a discretion of Hashem.
Desecration.
Desecration.
Civil
It's a
Hashem.
Chilul Hashem. It's one of the worstest thing that it can be. Desecration of Hashem. And each day that you're not going there, it is you not function, you not do something in order to give to change Hashem's dressing in this world. This is desecration of Hashem, and in order to save Hashem's appearance in this world, she has to be able to die for that, to sacrifice herself. And that's what she did. She, in order in order to bring Hashem's light to this world, and not darkness, she was able to do that. Yes, please?
So maybe if she was ready to die, but Mordechai also had to remind her that she might need to be Moser Nefesh. Maybe what the question on her mind was that, wait, if I die now in the palace as I'm going towards Hashverosh, then maybe I won't be able to fulfill the role of in the end because maybe I am supposed to save Am Israel, but I cannot do that if I'm dead. So maybe I should preserve myself for some extra time. And so Mordechai comes in maybe more from a Nevuah side and says, well, it's a bigger wisdom if you realize that you know Hashem, he wants to bring a salvation, and then maybe actually now it's more the appropriate time. Like he could not, I don't know if he could objectively know that, but he maybe out of an inspiration he knew that better than she did.
Yeah, Mordechai was prophet, but this kind of thing you have to have. We should know about that. It's never written that it was. He said that by prophecy, but from his inspiration and his wisdom and all that. Yes, you're right. That was a conversation. Another point you should put attention, that it's written that at v'beit avich tuvedu. It means, what does it mean beit avich? Here, what?
Your family,
Your father, yeah, and your father. But we know that Esther, she was offered. How say offered? Offered. She was offered. But he was kind of father.
Orphaned. With an N. Orphaned.
Orphaned.
Yes.
Orphaned. She was orphaned. And if she was orphaned, what's kind of father? It's first thing. And another thing, okay, if she is not so righteous, what's it connected to her father? What he is guilty for that, of that. And in order to understand that, we have to make some it's like a historiosophical analysis. Is historiosophical. What it means historiosophical? Not just history, not just philosophy, but philosophy of history, to understand what happened. Now, what happened there, I think I don't. Okay, I will try to imagine. It's written like this. It was Mordechai, Esther, Haman, right? Now, Mordechai, Esther, Haman, it's look like Adam, Chava, Venachash, right? And Aman v'Chashverosh, they were together. It's written that Nachash, it was like a two kind of Nachash. They were like a twice. Okay. And Nachash wanted to rape Chava, at Eve. Yes. Yes, it's written. And he wanted to kill Adam, right?
The original Oedipus.
And also, all their sin, it's connected to food. They ate fruit from tree, and Chazal asked, why all this problem happened to Jewish people? And answered was because they ate in a party of this Achashverosh. בגלל שנהנו מסעודתו של אותו רשע. They ate.
Not only did they eat it as party, but the party was celebrating that they thought.
Exactly. And what was this party? They celebrate the fact that the temple was destroyed. What they celebrate? It's like they celebrated the Holocaust. Yes. It was terrible sin. So it's connected. Also, they have Adam, Eve, snake, food, and also Kol Hashem. Kadosh Baruch Hu was there. It's like and it's also connected to clothes. You remember we said that they when they Kadosh Baruch Hu Hashem make them clothing to Adam and Eve in the end.
What would be the Kol Hashem in the Megillah?
It's a good question. Kol Hashem in Megillah, it's hidden. It's written. You weren't here, but I told you. But it's written in pasuk. Ki kalta alav ra'a. At the end of each word, it's Yud K Vav K, and also Yavo Amelech Va'aman Hayom. This verse, each letter of this pasuk is Yud K Vav K. Like the first letter of each word in this pasuk, Yavo HaMelech VeHaman Hayom Yud K Vav K. And Chazal said that Shem hidden in Megillat Esther. It's never in all Megillah. He never present openly. It's all each time it's like it's written Melech HaMelech Melech. It means Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Achashverosh.
If it's written Melech Achashverosh, it's Achashverosh. If it's written HaMelech, it's Kadosh Baruch Hu. HaMelech. It's like the king.
So Hashem should come Haman.
When it's written Hamelech, on the Pshat level is Hashem or on the Drash?
No,
Okay.
Drash.
Okay.
No, it's always Drash.
And the Pshat is Hamelech.
Hamelech. Okay. Now, the same. These 6 components of this story that connected to dress. Mordechai יצא מלפני המלך בלבוש מלכות. And if you remember when Mordechai he went out of king with dress of royal dress. And if you remember when Hashem asked Aman, what should I price give to someone that I like him? He says, give him your dress and your horse and your, you remember? So dress, they want dress. What did
came also the same way that Adam and Chava, before they ate, they didn't have begadim. He requested Vashti come without begadim.
Yes, without dress. Yes, it was like a light itself, like we told before. It was light that it's impossible to see it. This is kind of light. And
what does the dress symbolize?
What dress? What?
What does the dress symbolize?
In
Mordechai or the dress of the king.
In Megillat Esther, what was the dressing? I talked about that before you came, but I'll say you shortly. They represent themselves that they somebody else. Real name of Mordechai, it's not Mordechai. His real name is Ptachia. And he is not one of clerks of king. He is Chaver Sanhedrin. He came to Persia in order to influence on king to build temple. He like a spy. He represent himself somebody else than he is real. What is he is real? And also Esther, she represents herself like she is a Persian woman, but she Persian girl, virgin. But she is Mordechai's wife, and she is not Esther. Her real name is Adasa, and she is Jewish, but she make herself like she's Persian. Yeah, it's there. It's a story about spies, like a spy story about.
You could make to Tachposot,
and the Tachposot, if you remember, it's written V'tilba. That's how we start. In all the world, they have Tachposot. It's like a carnival. It's carnival. Why they put all kind of costumes in order to make fun, to be nice, and this and that. Our today we put costumes and not like a carnival. We wanted to say something that all the world, all the reality, it's a costume. and everything that you see, it's not real. There is something hidden about after that. Something it's
In the Gemara in Yevamos, there's lengthy discussions about the suas. How do you know if someone is a betula or not? So, if she really was Mordechai's wife, and Achashverosh was looking for betula, how did he not recognize any of the signs that she was not a betula?
I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
There's two interpretations. One that she was with Achashverosh, and one that she wasn't at all. So that's already a question there. Whether they actually got to that point. That's also a question.
How could she possibly be married to him and they never got to that point? They had kids, no?
Achashverosh and Esther with the Koresh, I guess,
Yeah, Daryavesh. He's.
But I think the machloket also extends up to the point of saying maybe he was the son with him, maybe he wasn't. I think the machloket also goes up.
Yes, I don't know how to answer to your question. It's more delicate story. Now, we have so we have those few components of this story, right? It's like man, woman, snake, like a Satan, temptation, dress, voice of the Shem, and something connected to clothing, right? The same components also this story with Shaul HaMelech, and there is Agag. Agag, he is a king of Amalekim. They are represent of Satan, and there is a woman there. It's a Jewish people, Jewish nation, all of them, and they make sin by food. They wanted to take sheep and all that, and they didn't kill them also. And there is voice of Hashem. It was a Shmuel, a prophet, and Shaul cut Shmuel's clothing. Also the same six components of this story. And the main question, surprise here, that Esther, she is descendants of Shaul HaMelech.
Also Mordechai. So Saul.
Yes. So that's what Mordechai says to her. Ad ve'beit avich, who is Bet Avich? Shaul, king of Israel. Yavedus. But now you have it really what it happened. It's the same story that happened in Adam and Eve and in paradise. The same story happened after that in our history, and it happened again and again and again all the time. The same characters, the same situation will happen again and again until you will fix it. And Shaul, he was very, very close to fulfill his function and to fix all the world. And he didn't do that. Now the same story happened again. Now it's already in the time of Esther. And they succeeded. And they did good. And that's what we celebrate in Purim.
What exactly did they do good? Esther and
they killed Amalek. There is no Amalek anymore in Torah after this story in Megillat Esther, and they get permission to build the second temple.
So how do we still have Amalek today? They weren't able to finish the job?
Today we want to all this story happened again, but it's already in level of nation. And if you pay attention, we have problem today with Persia, Iran. It's the same place.
But I guess the difference is that since then, Amalek was a people that you can recognize. And today it's individuals. It's like
Yes.
this
Mhm.
spread all over a few nations, you might say.
Yes, yes.
And
I've heard some people say, no offense, but I've heard some people say it's Russia.
Russia is maybe today Amalek. It's everybody, BDS, and everybody that has hatred to Jews with no logical
Democrats.
explanation.
you know, it's like the Mufti of Jerusalem in the
Yes.
time of the Shoah. Like if you read like everything that he says, it's like Haman, like the words like it's like it could be in the Megillah. The stuff that
Yes,
he says.
yes, exactly.
And it's like, where does that come from? And
Yes.
it's like, he lived there.
Hajamin al-Husseini,
Hajjamin
יימח
al-Hussein,
שמו.
יימח שמו.
טוב, פורים שמח.
So these parallels, this Rav Kook brings them.
No.